YouTubers, Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is Action Pose Position of the Week number 32. Yes, number 32. So this time I did a woman because I had a viewer ask me could I start doing women, and I did a woman. Yeah, because I don't do a lot of women because of YouTube monetization, and I think I say this later on anyway. But yeah, I did a woman, and this usually is the end of the video. This is the final product, but this is not the final product because I did play around with Photoshop and I colored her skin. I did a little detail on her skin, and I just kind of just hashed it with her hair. So yeah, so at the very end, the Photoshop did work out. I'm rusty. I haven't done Photoshop in a long time, so yeah. Yeah, it's at the end. Check it out. See how I got all this. All right, let's get into the video. Okay, I'm going to do a woman this time because I had a viewer ask me to do more women. And the only reason I don't do women more is because YouTube's monetization rules, they don't pay you if they don't think it's going to fit in every category, channel, whatever. So I don't do it, and it's not about really me getting paid, but as an artist, you really do want to get paid to draw, so or doing your field. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to keep it as clean as possible, so though even the young kids can draw this woman, and the parents won't freak out. So okay, I want to kind of keep it simple for those who are not used to doing women. So the two things you're gonna need or the three things actually that you're gonna need is a triangle, another triangle, and an upside down heart. That's your three shapes that you need. So the first thing you have to do is find out how long your woman's going to be torso wise, because your triangles will represent your torsos. So what you're going to do is, this is going to be your shoulders, and this is going to be as long as the torso here. And I tend to make my women longer, and maybe because the angle, I don't know, or maybe I like tall women or something. And then you're going to do another upside triangle from here. It's at the center point, like that. Now that's the torso, and even right now when I think about putting legs and so forth on, it's a little too long. So you can shorten your triangles, or just maybe bring it up a little bit more, and see what you have. But you want to kind of keep this center line because that's basically the shape of the woman. That's her hips, so you don't want the hips way up here or way down there. So you're going to have to be able to shorten your triangle, or maybe just do a rectangle, saying that's the size that I want her torso. Center line, triangle, and another upside down triangle like that. That may work better for those. So anyway, you're going to have these two triangles. And this is the center line, so your head is going to be here. Realizing that the shoulders are not like a man's shoulders, so you're going to have a smaller neck, and a woman's shoulders actually slope around like that, like a bike ramp or something, and then comes down. So you can still put your delts. Don't put them. Well, you can. I put them inside of that, not all the way outside as I would a man's. So it slopes out and it comes down, and you really don't want the shoulders too wide. So even that, maybe like that. And that's the thing about women. When you draw women, you have to kind of feel it. Versus a man, you can just throw some big muscles up there, and he's a big bulky man, and you're good to go. But for a woman, it's all about the curves and the softness in the curves. So even that neck would be like that. So you have this, of course. You have your delts. You already know how to draw arms, and you already know how to draw legs. So this is the hard part for a woman, for the most part. So your upside down heart comes in as your breast. So you don't want to start here. You want to put it like in the center of the neck, and then you just want to come to the outer lines. Depending on the size of the breast, you can have it come on the inside, or the age of the woman, basically the size of the breast. This is why I say you have to be careful when you do these triangles. And then you just draw that upside down heart. There's your center line. like that, and then you can come up and then you start working on your arms. Or that circle could come higher, or that heart circle could come higher, because just it's in the male chest, it comes up and then into the delts like that. Same thing with the woman's, except the woman's breast is going to come lower than the man's. So with a woman's arm and shoulders, the arm is going to come in and then back out again. You don't really see that much muscle. As I say, you want to keep that softness to it. Whereas a man's would come in like that, and then out, and then in and out like that. A woman's, you just want to keep a flow to it. So as I said, the breast would come like that, and then you would see some of the shape going up, and then you curve into the arm. The arm would come there, and you might see a little bit of lat here, maybe. And then that's going to be at this point here. You're going to curve it like that, and you curve around, and then there. Where did we end this? Where did we end this off? So it's going to dip in to where the crotch is, and then come right back out for the leg. It's going to dip in and then back out for the leg, and then you have the legs. So as I say, this the torso is the main part. I can't do that because I just did a man arm right there. So if I go ahead and put a bathing suit or some kind of suit on her, we'll get rid of the whole drawing nudity, and then she could have a stripe down both sides, like so. And then, hey, there you go, no more nudity. So yeah, but this is the most important part, is this, the double triangle. And usually you want them the same, on that same line. So basically it's kind of like drawing an hourglass. Unless her hips are bigger, then you could have this, it's the shoulders, the neck, the head, and then you can have the hips come out. See, it's on this same line here. You can have the hips come out a little bit wider, depending on your type of build of a woman that you want. And as I said, the heart down low, and that where it stops at is going to be way high in the neck. So like so, and then you have to work on your arms. That's a catcher right there. The arms. You don't want any really part to be too big, but where the bicep is, you want it to slope in and then come out for the forearm, going back down to the wrist. So in and then back out, not too much, and then you have the hand that way, Brian, thumb, and the fingers. As I said, you have your center line, and then there's a smaller rib cage and the stomach, and then you have the legs. And that's for a woman with big hips. Now usually doing the legs, I come straight down in the beginning, and it's the same way with the arms. You go in to the knee and come back out, and then basically that's kind of it until you start mastering the curves of the legs more. And that is kind of, but she got big hips. You can smooth them down, make them smaller, make her more athletic, like that. And the knees are a little too long, so it should be more like that. But this is just a rough on how you draw a woman. So now that I showed you that, let me go ahead and do my action pose of the woman. Now, usually with women, I tend to make them a little long, so I'm going to try to not make this one long. So I'm going to see what I can do, thinking about the legs as well. I really don't want it to be a small picture. And as I said, this is your shoulders, and this is the bottom of her crotch. So maybe make her a little longer. And if she's too skinny, just bring the shoulders out just a little bit more and make the head a little bigger to fit that. So maybe about right there. So if that comes down, But I usually draw women a little more hippier. That's just me. Unless I need them to be more athletic, but I just do more hippie women. So you're starting out with that. The head, and on the woman, I usually tend to draw the head before I do the rest of the body, because I need to see how big the head is going to be so that the shoulders won't be too crazy off. And it's the same thing with the man. It's got that triangle right here. A woman's more sloped. I mean, she could have it. She could be more athletic Wonder Woman type, but I'll tend to do the whole slope thing. So let me go ahead and speed myself up in drawing this. Noticing that I'm using the same steps that I show you. Upside down heart. Then the delts inside the inside that triangle. And I'm going to try to keep it in proportion. Because when I draw quickly, I come out of proportion. And I'm going to do her arms like this and like that. And then she should not come off of the page. So coming down to that point on that other side of the triangle, make that curve. And then this is the crotch. You don't take it all the way up like this, unless it's a part of like your type of suit, bathing suit or whatever. I bring it more out. So should I say, not so tight of a V, but bring it out more, and then I go for the legs. So I'm going to bring one leg in and one leg out, leaving space, of course, for the lady junk. This leg is going to be here. And what you can do is on the inside of a leg for the woman, it just goes straight down. Don't really try to put any curve to it, and then concentrate more on the outside, curving it. Say this is her knee, and then her calf, like that. And then just put very little curve on the inside. And I have to work with that because I'm so used to drawing male legs that it's like really hard to cut down and draw a female slender leg, especially with like calves. There's a little bulge outside the knee. You have your knee on the inside like this. On the inside of your knee, there's a bulge that goes around, and actually curves around. And this is your shin bone, and that curves around, goes to your ankle. So you have this, and that's just something you have to work on as far as a woman's leg. And then you have your standard muscle. You have that inner thigh muscle. That's, like I said, it's just something you have to work on here, and then you come out. It bulges back out because the bone is here, like that. So that skin is going to curve around, and then that leg, which is going to be fatter, is going to come there. So let me do this foot. And I'm going to have her kind of like coming out of the water, kind of like an Ariel. Ariel, you do not want to go out of the sea. A thick Ariel. The other leg is going to be bent. So there's this part here. Knee, and then we're going to see some calf. And you want to kind of like keep it angled in, because women tend to keep their legs closed, whereas a man will always open his legs. So, and that just makes the hips look rounder when you bring the legs in. So keep that foot kind of like going in. Come on, Brian, you forgot how to draw a foot? Like so, and then there's a leg. And the leg actually comes all the way up. A leg actually comes all the way up here. And then it's just covered with your underwear, your pants, your bathing suit. Unless you're doing one of these serious V-type suits like that. So, working on the shoulder, working on that neck. And my camera is blurring again. For me, it might not be blurred in editing, but let me stop it and start it again. Just for my sake. All right, that's a little better. Maybe pencil sharpening time. So, center line, and I'm gonna put her head like she's looking up because she's gonna be crashing out of some water. Not crashing, but coming up out of water. And as I said, I need to sharpen my pencil. And since her arms are up, her shoulders are going to be up. And comes in. She's got a small bicep, no tricep, and then that curve here. So as I said, small bicep, curve here, and then the arms, hands, arms, these are the arms, the hands. So I want to curve them in more. So usually when you do a hand, you want to do the square. Brought it up. More of the box, not square, as I'm trying to explain. So what I do is this box here. This part is the palm. This part, these are the fingers that are coming out and they're tucking in, but you won't see it. And the thumb is going to be up here. So I mean that might be a little big, but I'll fix it in the wash. And then your fingers are actually going to go down more, not up. Same thing here. I'm going to curve this in a little bit. Then I'll make my box like that. So according to this box, you're going to see some palm just from the angle. As I said, you're going to have fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're going to curve down, and your thumb is going to be here. I think I need more palm there, but as I said, I'll fix this in the wash because that hand is bigger than this hand. So, and even that arm is down more than that, but I'm not trying to draw it uniform. I'm just trying to draw a woman, the hands and the, where's my eraser? And the arms and legs are standard. I want you guys to be able to do the torso because that makes a woman. Makes a woman a woman is her torso. Let me just bring this arm up just a little bit more, just because not good enough. And then that hand again, which is the box. It's a little better. I don't really want a really big hand. But the thumb, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're gonna see some palm right here, and you're gonna see some palm here and here. So if I do a pencil, because she's turning her fist in and up like that, okay, I can't really get it on camera, you're going to see some of that palm. As I said, before I ink it, I might just redo it. Or in the wash, should I say. So you're going to have that. Here's the wrist. Here's the little wrist part that you slash. The thumb is coming here. Fingers 1, 2, 3. Give the 4. The baby finger comes down and curves in and out, and then it tucks into that palm like see if I can do this in large form. Like that, and just say this is the wrist here. So you're going to split that. You're going to have that palm, but you're going to have your fingers. 2, 3, 4. You're going to come down, of course, and then back in. But the thumb is going to cover that, so you don't have to worry about that. But this finger here is going to come like this and then curve up, and then your palm is going to actually tuck into your palm like this. You're going to see it tucks in, and your palm comes around and out on the side. So it's going to come around and then out on this side. And of course these fingers are too long, but that's okay. Like that. And you'll see that meat tucked under. And then there's your other finger. See if I can do this without embarrassing myself too much. And it's going to be curved more like at an angle, but we're not worried about the angle for now. We're just doing this like that. Curves up into that palm. And then the second one, third one, covered by the thumb. And then you have that other part of the palm like that. Yeah. And of course your fingers don't come, what am I saying? The lines in your fingers don't come all the way to your knuckles. It stops maybe halfway, or a little more than halfway. So, and when I used to draw, I used to draw the fingers all the way back to the knuckle, like that one. So it would come here, here, and here, and stop. And then you have your knuckles here. So ignore this one. But yeah, this is just a quick, by doing the box, it's easy to draw the hand, and it depends on what side the hand you're doing. As I said, the finger comes up here. Here's your palm. Actually, your palm would be here, and the other palm would be there. Other part of the palm, not other palm. Like that. Yeah, so, yeah. All right, back to the female person. And I said it would be angled like this, and come down, and then there is your thumb, and then your fingers come up. I just had a taste for some ice cream. I don't know why, but I do. So start with the red because it's hard to erase this red, especially when I draw hard. All right, as I say, I'll fix that in the speed. So let's concentrate a little bit more on this. So the chest is going to come up, make it too big, and it's going to go into the delt, like so. Depending on how muscular your female character is. It's a line for her tricep or bicep. And we're working on the breast again. And let's say this is her swim gear. Let's do this. Let's take this like here and here. Like that. That's going to be her. Brian, you can monitorize this video swim gear. That, and then of course, as I said, this is coming around. It's the heart. Probably crooked, but one, you have to work on that. One gets bigger than the other, one lower than the other. And I'm trying to think of a nice kind of type of gear to put on her. And I usually just continue with the lines, because if you have the swimming suit thing, it ties around the back of the neck, so it comes around the chest like that. It comes around the neck like that. And then you can have whatever, and I'm not trying to make somebody's, unintentionally draw somebody's character design, but yeah. I'm just going to do something, and then maybe keep her midriff out. And of course you have the little mountain, as I call it, and then you have her stomach if I do give a woman a stomach, which I usually don't, it'll be very, very tiny bit of amount of ab what? I can't think of what I was trying to say. Ab something. It'll come to me. It always does. Hadn't come to me yet. So yeah, I only show, a little bit of ab. Ab what is a word that I'm trying to think of. Ab something. It might pop up down here somewhere. It might not. I'll think of it. So yeah, that's it. And I'm gonna give her some hair, and then in the fast motion, I'm going to do a she's coming out of water, like with a Mira or with an Aquaman. Mira, is that the girl's name? Mira, the queen, and then her collarbone. And you have to be careful when you do a lot of shapes on women, or too many, because they tend to become really muscular. Like I'm gonna drop her shoulders. I'm going to drop her shoulders, and then work on that neck, collarbone, and maybe bring that delt down. Because I don't really want a powerful type of female. But as I say, when you draw a lot of men, your muscles tend to translate over to the women. Definition. Here it is. Muscle definition. I try not to show too much muscle definition. Yay, Brian! Got it. I knew it would come. It's all in my head. It's just way in the back fighting his way to get out. So, working on the leg a little bit. I can actually... No, I'm a big thigh person. I'm sorry. I'm a big thigh kind of artist type of thing. But you can slim it down to like the little anime legs. But for me, big thighs, actual mean big power. And the legs you want to curve your legs in like this, because as I said, leaving room for the lady junk. Don't make the muscles, like if it was a man, I would have kind of bulked it out and brought it in like so. You don't want that for a woman. You kind of just want more of a roundness to it. And that would be the thing. Once you do your sketch, go back and just kind of flow with it. Make that ankle a little smaller. Bring that leg and that knee in some more. Like that. And then you have your ankle. Your inner ankle is higher than your outer ankle. That's why that's why I do this line there. Some people will do it too, because it just lines up the ankles. And then your foot. Like that. And then your little knee. Her little knee. And then I plan on doing a video on legs, but one thing, just know that when you're drawing legs, to keep it straight, do a center line down your leg to your foot. And one thing to note is that wherever your knee turns, your foot turns too. Your foot really can't turn in this direction and have your knee turning in that direction unless you were in a car accident and you broke your leg at that point. But it's just something to remember when you're drawing your legs. However you draw your leg, and I have no idea how I'm going to draw this right now for now. So it's a leg here, and a leg here, and your foot here. Wherever that knee is, it's going to point with that foot. So it's got to come straight down, and that's going to be the center of your foot here. So however you turn that knee, as I said, it's hard for me to just draw a position without seeing it in my head. There has to be a reason for this person to bend like that. So if I do another leg, it could be bending over, and I always go back to the old Wolverine thing because I don't know why. It's just easier to do that position. Well, that's one reason why you split your legs open like that, unless you're having, a little train or something go between your legs. Like that. Wow, I just drew a train. Yeah, boy. And is there, I know there's a window here, window here. I don't think there's a window here because there's smoke. You know, like I said, unless you got a homemade train track at home and you got the train going through you like that, there's no reason to stand in that type of position. But nice train, Brian. And I guess it's just from memory. The more you look at stuff and kind of put it in your head, the better it is when you start drawing. Why in the heck are you drawing this train? I do not know, people. I do not know. So, yeah. Anyway, I do not know. So, let's get back to the woman. Look at that. My train came through my paper. Not good. So, yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it right here. Let's put a little jaw line here. And that's a good size for a head. You don't want a woman's head too small. You don't want it too big, but you have to get it to the size to where her body is nicely proportioned with her head. So I'm going to speed draw this in a second, but I want to put, I don't know, some hair somehow, because as I said, she's going to be splashing out of water. And you just kind of like flow with hair. Just play with it. Just play with the hair. Bob, what the heck was his name? Bob. Can't even think of the guy's name. My son used to love this guy. And he was small because it's just the way he talked. And I'm thinking Bob Proctor, and it's not Bob Proctor. It's, and I'll think of it again because, as I say, it's all in there. It's just fighting to come out. So I'm looking at this, and the hips, for me, the hips are a little small, but what you can do is do this. This is a good thing. If the hips are too small, the way I had this line, I'll bring it in. Just bring it in more under the chest. Instead of on the side of the chest, bring it in under the chest like that. Just straight down a little bit and then in. Straight down and in like that. And that makes her hips a little bit wider and more defined. What the heck is that painter? Is it Bob? Y'all are all screaming it out right now. I can't think. Ross, there you go. So yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna speed this up and ink this, and I don't know. I haven't played on Photoshop in so long. Maybe I'll just Photoshop the shoot or the water or something, just because I can. So yeah, it is like 7:14 p.m. now. So tomorrow I'll finish this up. So you'll see it'll be finished in a second for you, but for me, I just wanted to get this far to get the video started so that I can have it up tomorrow, Friday, video day, so that I won't feel like I have wasted my whole Thursday watching TV. And I don't really watch TV. I only watch maybe some YouTube when I eat, but I don't watch television. I haven't seen television, and you're not going to believe me, for about 20 some years. I just don't watch television. It just, for me to sit down and watch television for 6 hours, I could be drawing 6 hours. I could be writing. I could be creating a new story. So I don't watch TV. I'll watch a movie, like I said, when I eat, or if I'm, I don't want to say stressed, but if I'm just trying to unwind, maybe I'll watch an anime or something. I'll watch some YouTube videos, because there are some favorites that I do enjoy, people that I do follow. So yeah. Don't watch TV. And video games, I haven't played a video game since my son was like 7 or 8, and he's 30 something now, so that tells you that. But I will get a PlayStation 4 or maybe a 5 if the 5 is out, and I'm gonna get a flat screen TV. So when I retire, or when I can just do this all day, I want to have me like a 40-inch, maybe 80-inch TV, because they got one at my job, 2 80-inch TVs, flat screens, very nice, so that I can play my PlayStation racing games and crash cars and just remove stress. So, all right, so I will be back in a second with the fast motion, which will actually be tomorrow, because, yeah, I'm tired. All right, be right back. All right, here you go. And this would be the final drawing, but as I said earlier, which was actually yesterday because this is a new day, that I was going to do this in Photoshop, well, part of it anyway. So if the Photoshop doesn't come out right, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, but hopefully Photoshop will come out okay. I'm not going to Photoshop the whole thing. Just play with maybe the suit or the skin or something. We'll see in a second. I don't even know myself, so stay tuned. If it doesn't work out, thanks for watching. You won't see what I'm going to do.